Okay. No internet. Is it no internet? Okay, so the lecture for which set we are going to talking about the device framework. So what do you think if when we say device framework? What in your mind? No idea.
Manipulate the device feature like speaker, someone.
Yeah, some of the things. What else? When we say framework, right, from this side, anyone? Any idea when you heard about the framework? So, what do you think? Hannah, any idea? No. If you already had the experience with programming, you should have some idea with the framework, right? So when we're talking about the framework, so meaning we how we are going to leverage the device hardware. So for example, for the iPhone, what kind of hardware do we have? Like we had the GPS, right? We had the GPS chip here, and it can get the GPS location for you, right? We had the so using GPS you can use the map, right? GPS you can display your location on the map. You can get the location, right? Push notification. This is actually you need to register with Able. I talked before. We need to register the app with Able, and then they will trigger if anything changes, and then they send the notification for you. And camera. So we had the camera here. We also had the camera roll. Camera roll is where you store all the picture, right? So Able also create some of the framework like the library for you to how you are going to access to the thing. They only build for you the framework so that you can access the camera. You can save the camera, save picture into the camera roll, or you can get the picture from camera roll, right? The camera roll is from Able, right? From iOS. Then you need to somehow get access to that camera roll, right? And similar to that one would be something like the contact. How are you going to get access to the contact, right? Like the contact list in your phone. If you write the app, you want to get the list of the contact in your phone. Then how can you do that, right? And something about the audio and video. Right? We want to use the microphone. We want to use the camera to take the video and the microphone to record the sound as well. Right, so some of the things we are going to learn today. This is some other framework. It's not like the hardware you can see, but like some of the feature is only have for the iOS. But if in your app you want to use the feature, some feature like AirDrop, anyone, if you use iPhone or iDevice, you should know about this one, right? Ways to transfer the data between iDevices. Similar to AirDrop, you can use the Bluetooth as well, but Bluetooth is quite slow if you compare to this one, right? Compared to AirDrop, it transfer very fast, right? The store kit is where you want to do the IAP in-app purchase. So like basically when you deliver your app, it will free. But if you notice in some app, if you want to get some more item like the game, you want to buy some more item and then you buy that one, the in-app purchase, right? The social thing, anyone notice that in your setting page of your phone, you can set up for the social thing, like the Twitter, Facebook, right? So you can set your account there, and then, like for example, when you take a picture, and then you can go tap on that picture, you say post this one to Facebook, and then Apple will use that social setting you set before, and just right away publish that picture onto your Facebook, right? So Apple also do all the authentication step for you on the other thing. Or if you want, if you don't use that one, you can do like your ugly way, like we did in the Twister, right? You do all step, and then get the request token, the access token, and then you post everything. But actually, Apple, the iOS, they have some framework like that. It can get access to the Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn,
Excuse me?
right?
Can you post like video on YouTube?
Video on
Do you
YouTube.
have API? Like posting video to YouTube from your app?
I haven't tried that one. They had the API? Or no, actually, I haven't tried that one. Anyone tried that one before?
They have the API, but you can be, but it's hard to code.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Before what I did before, I post my video directly to the box server. Like when I take the video, and then I compress the video, and I post that video into the box server. So I manage everything from my side. I didn't use any other library or the server. Like if you want to post to YouTube, so as I say, they had the API, but may try that on yourself. Okay. I haven't tried that. What else interesting here? We have security, so thing you need to work with the certificate, the key. With look is some framework that help you to preview the file. It's similar to when you on your MacBook you press paper, right? And then if that's one an image, and then it will show the image preview, or if that's one a video, it will open the video player for you. Something like that you can see directly from your app if you implement this with look. Basket, not the thing we want. Newsstand kit, this one for is similar to iBook. Right? iBook from iOS can help you to download and manage the magazine and the newspaper. I add this one. This one is interesting thing. Like people deliver the free app, right? But within the app, they have they have like a very small line just to show the advertise, right? It's also advertised to the all the app. That's where you can get the money. You can making money from there. If your app like a million user they use it every day, even you release the app free, but you can get the money from the ad. It's like similar to Google Ads. So this one we can set up the Facebook ads as well, right? Yeah. You can implement Facebook also do the ad, and then you can implement that one together. Game kit and sprite kit. The last two things we were not talking about that one in this scope of the class, but that the two framework is basically for you to build the game, right? So one is the sprite kit is more on the 2D game, and you build some. You can build something. It actually it optimize the code to have the hardware to support your code to do the animation, because in your game it will be a lot of animation, right? You can also do that one with the UI view thing, but this is the more proper way to do the game. But we will not talking about that one. And later in week 8 we will also try to build a Flappy Bird to see how easy it is. But we don't use this one. We will use the UI kit dynamic, right? So UI kit dynamic it also has some physical stuff. We assign the physical like the weight, the velocity, the accelerometer to the acceleration to the object, and then how the thing interact together, something like that. We will try to quickly build that one in week 8. Okay. Some of the iOS 9 framework. Yeah, so as I shared before, in iOS 9, this is only available in iOS 9. You cannot find this one in previous iOS. Right, so we have something like contact and contact UI. This one is it replace the address book and then the address book UI in previous iOS. So like before, do you have any idea how people get contact? Right, if you write an app and you want to get the contact, where can you get the information? Any idea? So just few years ago, if people want to get the contact, the easiest way is Facebook. Actually, they get the access to they request the access to your Facebook account, and then they get the access to get the permission to get the contact your friend list. Facebook have more information than they need, and more meaningful information than they need, and then they get the contact from there. But nowadays, Facebook does not provide those kind of API anymore. You cannot get the friend list anymore. So now you can only get the mutual friend. For example, I access to his account and I can get the mutual friend between me and him. I cannot get like nowhere I can get the full friend list from his friend list anymore. Okay, but then like later, so how do you think if like some app like the Viber or WhatsApp, they don't have access to Facebook, right? They register their own account, they register using the phone number. How can they get the contact, right? They rely everything on the phone's contact. They will get access to the phone contact, right? If you want to do that, how can you get the full access to the contact, right? So iOS also provides some framework for us to do that one. So we had the contact UI. So the contact, this one is the library to handle the contact, and this one the contact UI. The UI is similar to your contact app. You open and you have a list of contact, and you click on, you tap, and this allows you to select the contact to import to your app, for example. Right. So later we will go through the code demo to see how we do that one. Called Spotlight. Spotlight is what? So remember in your phone, if you go to the very first page on your left, you swipe on the way to the left, it has the Spotlight, right? And then you type the search there, it search everything. It search everything for you, from the app, from your email, from your message, from your contact list, everything. This is something like that, right? It can search everything for you. Not just before, if you implement the search bar, so you need to like customize your search bar, right? It will allow you to search within your app only, right? And this one, the Spotlight, will search everything within your phone, wherever within your phone it can search. Okay. The gameplay kit. So again, the sprite kit and the string kit. We're not talking about that one in this class, but that one is for 2D game, and the string kit is for 3D game. Anyone experienced with the game programming? I saw you, right? A little bit, yeah. Actually, you build a game for the simulation. I played that game. Okay.
Well, I did Flappy Bird as well.
Okay. What did you build
I
with?
did Flappy Bird, and I use Call Motion to do the maze, and I also do the shooting game.
Oh. Okay. Cool.
Shooting objects.
So that's one you use everything with the UI view, or you use the string kit,
Sprite, yeah.
sprite kit.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. What else? What do we have here? The Metal Kit, Metal Performance Shader, Replay Kit, Watch Connectivity. Not much thing. The watch connectivity. This one is if you want to connect your app with your Apple Watch. So if you want to build the app, and also you want to deploy the app onto the Apple Watch, and you want to communicate, you want to interact between your Apple, your iDevice and your watch, then you can use that framework. uh, enhancement to existing framework. So okay, this go back to this one. This one are totally new when they introduce iOS 9, right? But this is something that's only available in previous iOS. They just improve and some has some enhancement. So anyone here watch the WWDC? Yep, we have some, right? So normally what they talk in that one? What do they share in that very long, very lengthy event?
How to just come to the watchOS and all.
So some of the things they share is the new feature, right? Every time they, for example, when they deliver the iOS 9, they have a bunch of new feature in iOS 9. They will do the real demo. They do the introduction for the new features, and together with normally to what with the new device as well, right? They deliver the new S code with, for example, S code 7 with which is supporting the iOS 9, and then some of the new feature in iOS 9, new feature in S code. So this is some of the things. If you really want to see, you can go real detail on the WWDC video. They talk about this one. So now they are going to release the iOS 10, right?
Yeah.
Shortly they will release the iOS 10 and also Swift 3. Now we're using the 2.2, yeah, 2.2, and soon they will release the Swift 3. UI kit stack view. We haven't talked about this one in the class, but the stack view is like basically you had the stack or the horizontal stack or the vertical stack. So if you do something like the Twister app and you want to show the image, is the best way to use the stack view, the UI stack view. Don't manually create the constraint. If you like, you have one object and you have 20 constraints around them. It's very hard to manage, right? You put everything into the stack view and it can help you to manage that one better. But we haven't talked about this one in the class. You can try to figure it out on yourself. UI application delegate. So delegate is this one, the method to support opening the document without the making a copy of it. So if you notice in a lot of app, right? If you, for example, the email, if they have some attachment, I can right away tap on that one and opens. Like if I had a Word or the Excel or the PowerPoint file, I can tap on that one and it can show directly for me, right? It can show right there on the app, right? That's something you can use if you want to open the file within your app. And that layout anchor and that layout dimension, you see quite like copy from the old thing is not. For now, if we have the storyboard and you can do the auto layout on the storyboard, it's easier for you to manage. But in some case, you do the the dynamic constraint. You want to set some dynamic constraint. You still need to drag in your constraint and programmatically change the other thing, right? Not really interesting. Web view is what you can open, like you create a web page within your app. You tap on that one, it open the web, like the browser to render your link. You don't need to go to Safari. The next one is the Safari view controller, is similar thing. You can use that one. So within your app, you have web view controller. Then you can show the thing there. For example, if you want to do the chart, how do you draw the chart? So don't do it again by yourself. They have bunch of library over there. So they have some cool library using the JavaScript, and you can use that one and you render that one under the web. It look like the web page. So you try to display the web page within your app, and you pass data to the library. It will render the chart for you, something like that. Don't try to draw it yourself, very ugly. You want to copy something that people already provide for you. It's you can build some beautiful thing, but it will take a lot of time. It's not suitable. If you want to build some library to contribute to the community, it's okay. But within this class scope, so try whatever available, try to get it and plug it into your app. Okay. Core data. This one we will talk about this one next quick. So basically, core data is if people working with the Objective-C before, you should be very familiar with this one, right? Or the Objective-C guys. Nhung? Not you? Thật. And Duy? Yeah. You had Dũng as well. Right. You had some experience with Objective-C. Back then, back to the days of Objective-C, people using a lot of on the core data. So they had something called NS managed object. This is like the the core data they can create some like similar to SQL. You can create your table. They call the entity. You can create the relationship between the entity like one to one or one to many or many to many, and then you handle the thing within like the small database within your app, and it will convert everything to be the SQLite. Actually iOS is optimized for SQLite, so it will be run very fast on the SQLite. Right. We can talk about this one next quick. The health kit is like starting from iOS 9. If you notice in your app, in your iOS device, it has another pre-installed application called Health, right? So that's one it can use the like the what are the phone, some of the phone sensor like this, it can get how far you walk, how many steps you walk a day, or how high you climb, like how many floors did you climb today. Yeah, something like that. HomeKit is what? If you had the Apple TV and you want to interact with that one, this is what you want to use. Only if you have some Apple device in your home, like the Apple TV. MapKit. Yeah, so we try to demo this one today, the MapKit. Some of you already use the map in your Yep app, right? The Yep app. So when you get a list of the restaurants, then you display the thing on the map, right? And then you have Apple now the map from Apple is quite good already. If you remember the day, like the first time they released the Apple map, like it worked super ugly and buggy, right? Sometimes it finds the way the direction from one point to one point, but it leads to somewhere else as well as some. But now they improve a lot, and it's like is similar to Google app already. You may get familiar, get used to a Google app, but actually, if you want to use the Apple app, it will be easier for you, right? They had the framework for you. It's ready for you to use, and the framework is from Apple, so it makes your life easier. You may say that the Apple map it look not beautiful like the Google map, right? But if you want to implement the Google map, it will take a lot of time. Right? We had some group experience with that before. They don't want to use the map view. They want to implement their own Google map. Of course, Google provides some SDK, some API for that one, but it took a lot of time from them to implement the thing. So I recommend you to use to go with the Apple Map. Similar feature. Any opinion? Objection? What do you say? Huh? So your team using the Apple Map or Google Map? Google. Okay. How long does it take for your team to successfully implement to integrate that one into your app?
just show the map
Mm.
and I will mark out the map.
Mm.
It not take a lot of time.
Not take a lot of time. Okay. And then if you want to use some other feature like to get the direction from one point to another point, so need to if you want, after you get the direction, Google API will return to you only the direction. It's not automatically draw the thing for you. You need to manually draw it on the map, right? If you want to get from A to B, you need to Able API will return for you. Hey, you go straight 100 meter, then turn left something. You need to manually draw that one on the app. That's really crazy. Okay, and the UI kit dynamic. So UI kit dynamic. This is where we use to build the Flappy Bird in next to it. So stay tuned till there. You will see how the Flappy Bird will build. Something else. This one is on the core audio, core image, and core motion. So those the thing for you to use the audio and video. You want to play the video or play the audio on your phone. So normally you will use something called AV Foundation. I see one group asking about that one. Should be from this group, right? The AV Foundation. This one is the framework you use. Okay, if you find some other library online, then you can use that one. But AV Foundation is the one we use to play the audio and the video things. Okay, too much for introduction. We go to the live coding now. So if again, this is the link to the WWDC if you want to take a look on what they share about the new feature on iOS 9, or you can wait until iOS 10. You don't want to look back to iOS 9 and wait. Okay, so we go to the live coding where first we want to talk about the location. Location is you use the GPS system on the phone, right? And then we display that one on the map. We learn how to use the MapKit. Okay, so location. This is one of the basic thing on some of the app, like the location based app, something like Foodie in Vietnam, right? Or like the Uber.
Tinder.
Yes.
Right.
A lot of apps they leverage the data from the GPS. So for to determine the location, have few ways, right? If the phone we can use the cellular signal, like the tower from the cellular provider to get the location, or we can get the GPS signal, right? But if like some area is the GPS we lost the GPS signal or something, we have few ways to get the location. Anyone have any idea how we can get the location using the Wi-Fi?
Get location.
How you can get the location when you use the Wi-Fi? For example, like your MacBook, right? You connect to you go into some you access to some website, and they ask you if you want to share your location, and then they can determine where you are. Your MacBook don't have the GPS signal, then how can they get the information?
Some service. When we request to this website, we provide them IP,
Mm-hmm.
and they will inject our IP.
Yeah, but just that's one of the ways. So for the IP, so for example, when you register, it can like the range of the IP is in which area, but it's not really accuracy. And so tell you some of the stories. So back to like a way very long time ago. So there's some company like Google, Apple. So they had a truck. They had a truck to go around. So they go around. They go to this location. They check, hey, in this area is there any Wi-Fi signal? Of course, they cannot get access. Like they had a password, they use name password. They cannot get access to that signal. But hey, in this area, I can catch few signal in this area in the strength of that signal. So they register those information into the database. And how can they register that one? They use the MAC address. So your router will have a MAC address, and that MAC address is not identify is not identity not the same. If two routers should have two different MAC address, so they register with the MAC address in which area, right? So they register a bunch of, they just had that shop go around and get all the information, right? And then later when someone get connect to one Wi-Fi, right? For example, here you get connect to like the top IP work, and then they will send a signal, hey, check for me the location of the top IP work where I see now, right? Today they don't have the truck anymore, but with a lot of things, like they can get the signal from directly from, they build up the database. If you Google it, you can see from Wikipedia, they have some website, they provide some services. They had billions of location on the world from the Wi-Fi signal. So using that one, if like my phone here, I can, for now I only access to one Wi-Fi, but I see another few Wi-Fi around me, right? So the phone will send the signal back to able, hey, I able to see this. Then based on that information, they can identify my location. Maybe it's not very accurate at first, but it can quickly show the your area, for example, within the radius of 1 kilometer. And then later you wait for a while, and GPS signal come, and it can identify exactly your location. Then it can update the location later, right? So Wi-Fi is just the first thing they can get the location, and then later they wait for some more time, they can get the thing from the GPS signal. It's much more accurate. Okay, so where is it? The iOS device. Okay. So today code will be pretty fast. Just bear with me on this one. I already got code, and I will work through this code one by one device framework. So I built a let me hide everything and show. Okay. Later I will post the code on my GitHub, and then you can go and get that one. So what is this? This is a table view, right? It's actually a table view controller. We have never used the table view controller before. What we use is table view, right? But in this case, I have some static cell, so I just plug in the table view controller. So I put a static cell. Static cell meaning that you cannot change this one in your code. I know that my table only have 5 cells, so I don't need to do the DQ. I don't need to do the cell for row index bar and then do the DQ thing, right? I just right away go set up my 5 row for my table. So within this today I will try to talk about the first one is the call location. So we should talk a little bit about that one. Then the camera, the AV variation. AV variation is for video thing and the audio thing. The contact or the no, nothing here. Okay, so we have what do we have? The call location. So I also create some segue. So if I tap on each cell, it will go to some other view controller. So it a little bit disorganized here. So if we click on the call location, it will go to this one and to display the map view. So we should try to run the code first to see what happening. What happened? I select iPhone 6. Okay, let me run the code first. Okay, so we have the table with a field in here. So when I click on this one, it will display the map Okay, so and this one, why is display this location? This location is where? Yes, it's actually in California because when you do the simulation, so on the simulator, it assumes that you are in that area, and if you click on the debug and location, so we have few things here, few option here to choose, but the center point that they set is the in California. So if you click on this one, it will go to the Apple headquarters, and here is, you see I choose the freeway drive, meaning I'm driving on freeway, so it's simulating that I'm driving on the freeway. That's why you see this point it move quite fast, right? And if I change to like the city bicycle ride, it's move me to the city area, and it's still moving, but it's a little bit lower.
Can we use this to play Pokemon Go?
No. Okay, so this is how the framework look like. So you get your current location. So how can you do that one? Let me go back to. Okay, so we go to the core location. Okay, before we go to this one, if you notice we have something here, the MapKit framework and then the core location framework. Okay, so this is the two framework that you want to add into your project, so that you can able to use the map and then the core location, right? So how can we add this one? So you click on this one, and under the build phases, right, you click on this one, the link binary with libraries, and then you can add the add button here. You click on this one and you add the map kit, and you click on this one, right? You can search here. So it's very good organized. So it say, hey, this is some of the framework that are available in iOS 9.3, right? So you can search from here, and then you just add in, for example, I say contact, like I want to use the contact, then I can add the contact.framework and contact UI.framework, right? Okay, so you add the map kit and the core location here. So you see it display for you the framework available on 9.3. Where do you specify that one? Right, if you go back to the general one, you see here the deployment target. This one, by default, if you choose the latest one, the latest iOS is the 9.3, right? But if you want to build your app for like lower iOS version, for example, you want to build for iOS 8 or something, then you can choose here from here. But normally people will build the latest one, and they force the user to upgrade to the latest iOS. Okay, so one good thing about iOS when you're working with Swift is that they release the S code, like they release the S code 7.1, 7.2, 7.3 together with the new iOS, right? So we have the so for the purpose of the class, we encourage you to always upgrade to the latest S code. Then you have the access to the latest iOS library. If anyone still like using the 7.1 or 7.2, then you can go ahead. Because when I create your homework, I still see using something like from the Swift 2.1, like for the selector thing, you still using the 2.1. That's why we still see you put that one in the code. But for the Swift 2.2, they don't allow to do that anymore. No, they still allow, but it will have the warning. So that was some of the thing in the iOS the higher iOS 9.3. And then, for example, if you want to build your app in this one, like the deployment target in 9.3, and then if you go to the build setting, there one more thing is the base SDK. So this is with the SDK for you to build the app. So normally just choose the latest one. You see here there are a lot of SDK here, but we more focus on the iOS thing, right? So we can choose the latest iOS is the iOS 9.3 now. So what if you build the app on 9.3 and then you still want your app to work on iOS 8, for example. It will have some feature will be disabled, but you don't want your app to be crashed, right? You don't want your app to be crashed. If they run on like some other user, they running on iOS 8, they download your app. You still let them use your app, but with limited feature. But of course, you don't want the app crash. So how can you do that one? Like for example, if we go to the contact view, like this one, where is it? Okay, for example, this one. You should be familiar with the delegating, right? If I control and click on this one, and you can see here, it says only available on iOS 9, right? And if you use the contacting, the contact feature, and someone using iOS 8 and they run the app, how can you make sure that your app will not crash? Right, so there's something for this one. So you should copy this one and go back to okay, here. This is the function that's only available in iOS. You are going to use the feature that's only available in iOS 9, right? But people running on iOS 8, then you can just pass in this way. Replay this one with the slide. Yeah. So you use the ghost. This is the contact to the syntax to make sure that this thing must happen, right? So if the available iOS is different than 9, right? Then you say that print not support in iOS less than 9, right? Then you just return here. Yep. So something like this, you will make sure that people will not able to access to this area, right? This is the feature only available in iOS 9. So if the code is running and they check in like, hey, your iPhone is iOS 8, so I will not let you run. So we can, of course, here you need to display something that's visible to the user. This print command is just print on the console, right? So you want to display something to the user, hey, you are running on iOS 8, you cannot use this feature, something like that. So your app still running, it will not crash. Okay, so that's a good thing about Swift. Too far away, let's get back to the core location. Okay, so after you enable that one, you see, let me go back to the main storyboard. Okay, so after you add the MapKit framework and then the core location framework, this is the map view. So if you go here, you search for the MapKit view, and you just drag this one into the view controller, and you can see. So by default, when you drag it, look at this. If I just drag the map view here, by default it will not select the user location. Right, this one you need to note it. If you just drag in the map view, it will not trigger this one, meaning that it will not show your current location. Right, you need to check on this box. Okay, so remember that one. I already checked on that one, so it had a user location. So if it has something here, like if you want to show some other information on the map, like the building or the point of interest, some interested places. Right, so we had the map view here. Let's go back to the code. So here, to be able to use that one, after we import the framework, you also need to import that one into your code. So we had the MapKit and the core location, right? So this one, location manager. We need something called location manager. It's the type of CL location manager. CL is the short of core location. Right, so we set up a new core location for the location manager. Lazy, what does it mean? So it's like lazy mean don't initialize this one. Because if I don't have this one, it still work. But as soon as it reaches to this line, it will initialize. So when the view controller just start to be shown, to be shown, it will initialize the location manager. But if I put the lazy here, so it will not initialize until I need it. So until when I reach to this area and it has something like I set the new location manager, that I get access to this one the first time, then it will initialize this one for me, right? If sometime for example I want to do this, initialize the location manager with the map view, and then if I don't have the lazy, it will not allow me to do that one. But if with the lazy keyword, it can allow. So if you don't want to use it, if you want to initialize everything at the very beginning, then just do that way. But in some case, the initialization step taking very long and taking huge resources, and then you don't want to do that one. It's better you put the lazy there. It's only get initialized when it get access. Okay, so the delegate. So all the time you know that we'll set the delegate to cell, right? And when you set it to cell, it need to return something related to the core location, right? So here we had the extension to get our core location view controller to be inherit from the location manager delegate, right? And then if you click on this one, it will have some two protocols you need to implement. The first one is the location manager. So this is the delegate is telling you that hey, the user just grant the access for you. I already grant the access for the app. That's why when you open the app, you didn't see that one, right? If you notice, if you first install some app, if you ask, hey, I want to get the permission to use your location, you want to grant the access or not, right? Or some app like, hey, I want to get access to your camera, can you give me your access? Something like that. Okay, so where is it? So here we have this line, location manager dot request when in use authorization. This is there are two things. So it can get your location when only it's in use, meaning when you open the app, right? There are another thing is like request when. Okay, so there are two things here. So either you can get the location when you open the app, or you can own way authorization, meaning that even when you turn off the app, it's also getting your location. If you want to, for some app they want to guess that some app like what the app, the Foursquare is still getting your location even you turn off the app. Like Foursquare very good. Like if you go to that area and it check, even it's not running, the app is not running, but it had that ability to get your location. Hey, you check into this restaurant last week, you want to visit one more time, something like it will auto pop up something like that, had the push notification like that one, even you're not running the app. So they must use something like the request on way authorization. So when you have that one, it will ask for the request, but in this one, for our purpose, we just want to get the request when in use authorization. So meaning only when I open the app and it can get my location, right? And remember this one is only ask the question only one time, only once. No way you can have your app ask that question again. So remember this one. So for example, if your app is a location-based app, it must use the map. But then as soon as you start the app, you ask, hey, I want to get your location. User click no, then good luck to your app. Right? User, what do you think when I first download the app and they say, hey, I want to use your camera, I want to use your location. Do you want to grant the access? As a user, do you want to grant the access to that app? You have no idea, you don't know what this one is going to do, and then it just right away asking for the access, right? This is a good experience for you. So don't ask that question at the very beginning. Right? Later I show you some of the tips to do that one, but basically they also have a lot of good tutorial on that one. How you get the people to ready to click accept on the thing, right? But it basically it will ask the permission for only one. If people declare that one and they want enable that one again, they need to go to the setting. They need to manually go to the setting and turn it on again. Right? If you experience with that one, you disable some feature. You hey, I don't want to get you to access to my camera. Then later you want to use the camera function, then you need to. If you ask you, hey, you need to go to the setting page and then turn it on again. Right? So there's some user experience there you need to learn. Design accuracy. So this is what geolocation accuracy 3 kilometer. So how accurate you want. So we have some trade-off here. Let's see what do we have. Location. Okay, so we have something like this. KCL location accuracy. Okay, so we have like 3 kilometer. We have best. So good. Everyone like the best, right? Why don't we use this one? We use something else. Right. If you use best, it will take longer to determine your location. That's why it depends on your application. Sometimes you just want to get, hey, it's like 3 kilometers around here should be good enough, or you want to decorate 100 meter. Yeah, we have some few option here for you to choose. It's up to your application you want to use. Yeah, this one is best for navigation. It means that this one is if you had to build some app to navigate the people through the direction, had the direction for people to go, then you don't want to put people on in the middle of the building, for example, right? Sometimes, for example, you see that you on the street, but on the map it shows you at the middle of the building, something like that. If you use this one, they will optimize for that one. They will only put you on the road, never put you on like the at the middle of the building. Okay, something like that. So get back to this one, we get the 3 kilometer. It's good enough for me. It will be faster. I get the result faster. Okay, so what do we need to set? So this is the thing we need to set up for the map, right? But then one more thing, I'm missing something. Let's go back to this one, the info.plist. Okay, one thing, the info.plist. You need to remember the string and put in the string and at location when in you use it description. Let's go back to this one. We have here. So you need to add the permission string. So this is NS location always use decryption, or NS location when in you use it decryption. So what does it mean? So meaning if you put that one and you have the string here, so this is the description for you to display to the user at first. Like, so it say that, hey, I want to get your location. The reason is like to show your location when you are using the apps. Whatever you want to put here to display to the user on the first screen that they say they're asking for the permission, right? You put it there. Okay, so remember to put this one. Add this one into the info.plist. Okay, and if you want to add the permission for the own way use it, then you use this one. This is the key. Okay, so get back to this one, call location. Yep, and then another delegate function is this one. When you get when the GPS signal send you a new thing and the CL location it trigger, hey, I got my new data, I got my new location, please update it. So it will trigger this one. So if you can see from here, right, it send back the location, and like we have this one. So how, like it's like every every 3 or 5 seconds it send back a signal to update the new location, right? So this will be every 3 or 5 seconds it will go to this function and it will update. So this one how you set the thing on the map, how you display the thing on the map. The span is you choose the area you want to display on the map and the region. You set the region and then you put your last time remember you check on the show user, what's it again, this one, show user location, then it can show your location, the point that it flashing on, this one, this point. If you disable that one, it will not display the point. Okay, so any other question on the map? Yes, no, yes, so let's have a short break and we go back and we're talking about the rest of the thing.